Welcome to Screencast, Kind of Funny's only entertainment-based podcast where we come together and discuss TV shows, movies, and streaming services. If you want to watch us live, go to twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. If you don't have time for that's okay. You can go to YouTube or roosterteeth.com. If you want to help support us, you can go to patreon.com/kindoffunny, where the bronze tier level supporters get to give in the reviews and answer other questions that I put out there to them. I am your host, Kevin Coelho, and as always, to my immediate right, Nick Scarpino, the man with the three-fingered review.
Hello.
What's up, Nicholas?
Not too much. What's up with you?
Oh, just living the best life.
Good.
You watch anything good this week?
Over the plane ride to New York, I watched a few movies. I watched Bumblebee finally.
Oh.
Sat down and watched that.
The bee.
It was fine.
Yeah?
It's not very good, truth be told.
Got it.
The intro dope as fuck, though?
Yeah, that was really cool. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. And then they sent into the Earth, and I was like, this is cool, too. And then just somewhere along the line, I was like, this is really cool. Like all the way up until the point where he kind of loses his voice and she finds him. I was like, this is fun. But then it just, at some point, just stops being fun. And I'm like, I don't know
liked
why.
them together.
I liked her and Bumblebee
her.
together. I thought the inclusion of the neighbor, who was just an annoyance and did absolutely nothing in the
Totally not
movie,
needed.
was totally unnecessary. And I just found some of the technical aspects of it like to be a little bit dragging. Where I'm like, what? They got to do they don't have a ability to communicate with Cybertron. They have to like take over a fucking satellite post or like a cell relay tower. Like that just seems silly.
Yeah.
And then all the stuff with her and her dad and diving at the end was completely stupid because.
Predictable. We all saw it coming.
Well,
It was also weird.
It's weird because she dives into the water to save a fucking robot that doesn't have to breathe. So it's just like, Bumblebee, okay? It's like, yeah, damn, fine. Like, what are you doing? Just climb down next time.
Stop jumping off shit.
The other big problem I have with Bumblebee was just that there's no, like, I don't like movies where the powers and the weapons aren't clearly defined as to what can harm what. And it feels like all the Transformers shoot each other a lot, but it only hurts them when it's necessary for the plot.
Yeah.
And that's just dumb. I don't like that. I don't like that some Transformers can just stab each other and the other ones like can shoot each other and it just kind of ricochets off. Whereas like, and then I also just don't like the fact that you can just destroy a Transformer, but then I guess it comes back to life whenever you want it to because it's a robot, but that means that none of them can ever really die except for the ones that really die. It's just kind of dumb. I also tried to watch Holmes and Watson. Which was the
Tried to watch.
Dude, I tried watching this movie twice. You know I like terrible movies, and you know there's a time and a place for every terrible movie. It's called, that's right, A Flight to New York City. I was like, great, it's free. I got gonna get some snackums, and it's gonna be great. I hope it's the beef jerky and made everyone think, did he fart or was it beef jerky? I like playing that game on. I love playing that game on the plane. Started watching Holmes and Watson. I was like, holy shit, they didn't even try. They weren't even trying. I don't think there was a script for this movie. I think Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly, is that his name? Yeah. I think they just showed up in costume and they were like, all right, guys, let's figure it out.
Roll the camera.
Let's figure it out. What's it going to be about today? Bees? Great.
Bees.
Dumb.
They didn't have Aquaman?
No, they did not have Aquaman, which was surprising. I would have watched that. I don't know why they didn't have Aquaman, actually. I'm a little disappointed with that.
We'll have to wait for the next flight for you to watch Aquaman then.
When are we? Yeah, I'm getting close to renting it because I want to see Shazam, but I also just feel like I'm not going to see Shazam.
I want to see Shazam.
You should watch Shazam. Shazam is legitimately a good movie.
What's that movie called again?
Shazam?
There you go. You nailed it.
My tongue went.
My tongue went.
Tim Tam.
Yes.
What have you been watching?
On the plane, I watched Ant-Man and the Wasp. Because I was like, that's the only movie that I hadn't, well, obviously Captain Marvel, but that's the only movie I haven't seen since theaters. And I was like, oh, now getting ready for Infinity or for Endgame. It's like, we know there's going to be quantum stuff going on. Like, I want to watch this again to like, now that I know what's happening, like to see how they explain it all. They don't explain it all well. Like, even rewatching it, I'm like, man, like I wish that it was a little more defined. And I feel like Endgame's gonna, do a serviceable job. They'll get us where we need to go. But damn, what a fun movie, man! Like Paul Rudd, I just want to watch him do anything. He's so funny, and I feel like but like the general public kind of looks at Ant-Man and the Wasp as just like forgettable, because it came after Infinity fucking War.
Right.
But it's really good.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
The
I watched
action's fun. The comedy's just great throughout.
I think I watched like the first 15 minutes of it on my flight back from Big Sky, and then like I think something happened borked. It was one of those United flights where you have to use your phone, and I just lost connection. But man, that's one of those movies where you watch the first like I forget how it starts. It starts when they're in the little fort that he made.
Yeah.
It's just lovely. It's just so fun and so funny. Even that first part where it's him, he's screaming to the outside, like it's supposed to be open the door or whatever, and Michael Pena's like, oh shit, I'm trying to do it.
Yeah,
it's just fun, man.
Him and his kid, it's
so
one
cute.
of the best dynamics in the MCU, and that's saying something.
And I like that Judy Greer and her husband, whose name I can't remember the actor's name.
I don't know his name.
I like that they like him too, and everyone's friends now.
man,
The cop, the detective, right?
Yeah, he was he was Bobby something or other. He was in an HBO show.
And then the other cop that.
Oh yeah, the comedian,
but yeah,
Asian dude.
Yeah,
so funny.
Doctor. You know, that's a real doctor.
Something.
He's a real doctor.
That's what I heard. Yeah, he's actual real medical doctor.
Are you sure you're not confusing it with the other guy?
I might be confusing it with the other guy.
From
Ken weird
Ken
show off right now. But
Ken John.
It's been a long week.
The magic tricks are so funny. I
good.
love how much they come back to it.
The scene, the moment where he's like, what are you doing this
Ken
weekend?
John,
It's
real
like,
doctor.
do you want to hang out? Do you want to like grab dinner? It's like, no, but like maybe.
It's really
I love
great.
that, yeah.
But there is a couple fun little hints that they drop in this movie that I don't know if they're hinting at Endgame, but they're definitely hinting at something. But that the girl's getting in a suit. His daughter's getting in a suit at some point.
In the comics, she is.
But with them playing with time travel, I would not be surprised to see her in Endgame. But there's lines in this movie
That would be some crazy. At this point, they've like planted the seeds for 3 kids to potentially be like heroes further down that like have horror. That have comic book origins as like the kids of these people. Yeah, because you've got Hawkeye's daughter.
Oh, well. We'll see how they do that.
Well, yeah, that's true. We don't know necessarily, but you also have Marvel's friend's daughter.
Okay.
And this little girl.
Cool stuff.
Yeah, really interesting. We'll see 20 years down the line that all pays off.
Then I watched Infinity War, Infinity War again.
Oh, also Spider-Man.
Why the fuck wouldn't I?
Spider-Man as a little kid was in Iron Man 3, Iron Man 2. Yeah.
Well, that was a retcon.
Yeah,
Hey,
dude, whatever.
it worked.
I'm fine. I'm in. Yeah. And then Infinity War again.
Yeah. What a movie.
Great movie.
Yeah.
It just moves, man. It just moves. Like the only kind of lull that it has is the Thor and Rocket stuff. Like once they cut back to it
it's so
for
good,
like
though.
the third time, I'm like, all right, this definitely doesn't hold up as
Isn't
well
the
as
third time when he's actually opened the iris?
that.
And it's
That
just
part's
like,
great. Then maybe the second time. I don't know. There's one part
It's
that I'm
the
like,
best line of the whole movie. He's
Yeah.
like, that's gonna kill you, or you're gonna die. Only if it kills me.
and it's like, yeah, that's what.
Yeah, that's what I said. God, but I love that they made Chris Hemsworth just a complete doofus and like a lovable idiot in this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all in.
What's crazy is that movie has great comedic moments, yet it is such a like triumph of seriousness and drama. A couple things I watched this week: Chilling Adventures of
Sabrina.
Sabrina.
Yeah, I started that. It's good.
I'm done. I'm over it.
You're done?
No, it's
fine with
such
it.
a teen drama stuff. I just like.
It's a CW movie. It's a CW show. It scratches the niche for me where I'm like, I'll just throw a little something on here and there while I'm waiting for the next episode of Discovery to land on the platform.
Waiting's the worst.
Well, I think the newest episode came out yesterday.
Yeah. They
So,
come out Thursday, so I haven't
Yeah.
seen that one yet, but I've seen all the other ones.
Yeah, Discovery is still going strong. It's the season 2 is great.
Yeah,
Season 2 is
there
great.
was a lull that I just between I want to say episodes 8 and 11. I was just kind of like, where are you going with this? Don't introduce this. I don't know if I like this, but they've won me back. There's some interesting stuff towards the end. I don't know if you're caught up, but
Yeah, I'm caught up totally.
the stuff they're doing with the AI and like
I think it's
potentially
cool.
leading into some other stuff.
It's interesting because
real exciting.
Because that's also mirrored in I'm watching The Orville as well. I just caught up on like 9 episodes of The Orville last night because I forgot that I was DVRing that show.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, I'm kind of done with this, but came back and like the back 9 of the last episodes that I watched are actually pretty funny. But they're doing a similar plot line where like one of the species. And I don't want to ruin it for everyone, but like it's interesting because I'm like, I think they stole a lot of these ideas from Star Trek: The Next Generation. But I'm okay
fine.
with it.
Yeah, it's fine. Let them have fun with that.
okay.
I also watched The Tick season 2. Super enjoyable. If you like The Tick, it's
got that
more
queued
of
up.
The Tick.
I gotta finish season 1 first, though.
It goes by so fast. I want to say they're only like 30-minute episodes.
They are,
and
but
there's only 4 of them. So
I need to go back and like watch them all again in order.
It goes by really
They did
quick.
themselves a disservice by breaking that season up.
They really did.
It was really not smart.
I actually, when the second half of season 1 came out, I rewatched it with Paula because she hadn't seen it yet, and she kind of enjoyed it. At the end of this, she didn't like at any point. She wasn't like, "Hey, we should turn this off," and she was laughing. So it did a great job.
You just
being
described
that
the
cookie
tick.
series. Yeah,
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's all it needs to be.
I also watched Pet Sematary last Saturday.
Oh, what'd you think?
It's really a bland and kind of boring movie.
It looks boring.
I don't
Any movie
recommend
that stars
it.
Jason Clarke, I'm like, this is going to be bland and boring. He's a fine actor. I just don't care for him in any leading roles.
My biggest problem with this is like I feel like the story is just very like cookie cutter. Like, okay.
Well, it's a
Yeah,
remake of a movie. They did it already.
But they totally changed the ending. But
did
like
they?
not enough. I wish they had done a little bit more. They had like vague hints at Wendigos and stuff, and I wish they had gone a little bit further in that. And then the last thing I watched yesterday was Mortal Engines.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a why.
Okay.
I gotta tell you, beautiful movie. It looked so good on my TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a trailer for that once, which is weird.
Yeah.
Because
with the amount of times you go to the movies.
The amount of times I go to the movies, but also with all the juice going into that
Yeah.
and like who's working on it and like the budget, like I'm surprised that it seems like it just kind of came and went in just a poof.
100% what happened.
What's it based off of? Is it based off a book or is it
I think the
anime?
book is called Mortal Engines. Yeah, it's a series of books,
Is
I
it?
believe. It was fine. I don't know that it's worth the $4 we paid to rent it, but Paula really likes Peter Jackson. She wanted to check it out. The ending sequence, the third act, way too long. It was a cool battle, but it was like 11, and I was
they're on the
tuckered out.
big machines, right?
Yeah. So
The concept seemed cool.
The concept's interesting. They're like it's post like apocalyptic world. Now all the cities now migrate on these giant like ships.
engines.
Yeah.
I'm a mortal engine.
So there are these massive cities on these giant like truck looking things, and they're just going around. And there's a bad city that eats other cities that's trying to get through a wall.
Cool.
Tale is old.
I mean, you're
as time.
you're actually
Yeah.
selling me on this.
Yeah.
This is kind of this is definitely gonna be one of those movies that 6 months from now I watch on HBO and go, you know what? It's not that bad.
I don't think so. I think you're gonna
It's
be
not
like,
that
there's a
bad.
lot, like, cause like
I was
did-
hella into the Maze Runner for like one movie, and then I tried to watch it again. I was like, oh, you know what's not fun? When they're not in the maze, when they're just out in the world and there's no maze. Not as fun. Not as fun. Maze Runner.
Young adult.
All right. Well, now it's time for some housekeeping. I want to thank what.
12 minutes in.
I want to thank Patreon producer David Meintel.
Mind freak.
Thank you so much for keeping us going, Mind Freak. Also, this show is brought to you by our sponsors, 23andMe and Devil May Cry 5. But more about that later. Now it's time for some news.
News.
Our first story, and we're going to go through the news, I think, a little quicker.
At a
just because
rapid
we got
clip. Let's
a
get through
lot of
this,
stuff
man.
to get through. Our first story, Batman movies are coming back to theaters this summer. The films will play in over 600 theaters, and it's Batman 1989, May 4th, Batman Returns, May 6th. There's a couple showings. Go check it out if you're excited for that. I thought Nick would be excited. This
very
is to
excited.
coincide with the 4K UHD releases. They also have Batman Forever and Batman Returns out, but I didn't even want to put the dates.
Nobody wants to.
Yeah, nobody cares.
This is one of those
awesome.
things I'm very excited that people get the opportunity to see these movies again in theaters.
Yeah.
I will not go myself, obviously.
Really?
Well,
Even though you love 89 so much.
I just watch it in my house. It's fine. In the privacy of my own domicile.
But like you
It's
can
cool that
relive
they're
your
doing this stuff.
20s, you know?
Oh wow! I was 9 years old when I saw that movie. I saw it like 2 times in one weekend. And then I made my mom bring me back for the 3rd time the next weekend. And there was parts of that movie that were so dark in the theater I couldn't tell what was going on. But I was
Yeah.
like, this is cool. This is real cool.
Dolby Atmos, maybe you can.
No, it won't
No,
be.
they ended up recoloring it actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they had to recolor those
you
scenes
told us
because
this.
they for the DVD and like VHS release.
A quick thing,
It's too fucking
talking
dark.
about being 9 watching a movie. I watched the Pokemon movie when I was, I think, 9.
Yeah.
Of course, like as soon as it came out. And remember, you got the Pokemon cards?
Yep.
For
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu, they're doing it again.
I saw.
It's really
I
cool.
saw it, and it's
Tickets for Detective Pikachu are available now, by the way, if you were interested in getting
how do
on
you get the
that.
cards? Is that a special showing?
I think the first weekend you get it. So
I shouldn't be as excited as I am, but
very
damn, I'm
excited,
excited.
man.
All right,
Got our tickets.
Next news story is Barry season 3 is coming. We're getting
Cool.
a season 3 of Barry.
We're getting winked. The whole world's getting winked.
I haven't watched second season yet. I haven't started yet.
I haven't started either.
I like
this
Barry
whole
for season
waiting,
1 though.
I enjoyed it very much.
Really good.
Greg's been watching it. He says it's just as great as season 1.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Excited about that. Good for them. Congrats to Henry Winkler. Maybe he, as his power grows, maybe he can gut me a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just gut me.
Now, this next headline, fantastic.
Yeah, this one hurts me, but like I thought Tim would enjoy it.
Yeah.
Red carpet home cinema lets the super rich rent theatrical releases at home away from the poor.
Fuck that.
You and John Drake are so excited right now.
I love this. I love this.
Away from the poor. What
This
is?
is
I love
great.
the phrasing on it. Oh man, what are the details
It's
on
a
this?
good Slash Film does a great job with their headlines. The details on this: a new streaming services. They cater only to the super rich by giving them the opportunity to rent first-run theatrical releases from anywhere between $1,500 and $3,000 each. Right now, Universal, Sony, and Disney are holdouts. Everyone else seems to be in. That still gives subscribers around 40 theatrical releases they can watch from the comfort of their homes.
for a nice $3K a pop. Wow.
I'm sure
I mean,
for those bigger ones.
If we got 300 or 100 people together at a house and watched Avengers Endgame for $3,000, we could make some money off this bad boy. Charge them $40 a piece, make
We
$1,000.
could make some money off of this. I don't think there's any scenario where we make money off
Charge
of
them
this.
$40 a piece to come over to your house.
100 people, one
100
house.
people, one house,
Okay.
big screen.
Yeah.
We all get
Big
together.
screen.
We make $10 a piece per ticket sale.
I don't
We
think
make
you're doing your
$1,000.
math.
See what I'm saying?
It checks out.
That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, cottage
Does
industry.
it? Does it
Does
check
not.
out? I don't think it checks out. I think it's still at $3,000, right?
You spend $3,000, we make $4,000. That's $1,000
How are we making $4,000?
because we charge
ticket.
$40 a ticket.
Oh, $40.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't pay attention to the amount. Sure, that's a possibility.
saying.
I,
That's a possibility.
I think it's interesting that this
is.
may be coming off to
I mean,
some people. I
that's-
understand. I love going to theaters, walking out of the theaters, going to grab a drink afterwards. So
My question is this though: isn't it just like how? I guess how many seats are in a theater?
Oh, I don't think that
Couple
this
hundred.
is for people that
So
like.
like 200. Like why don't I just rent a theater? I just buy all the tickets at a
Because
theater.
then you need to go to a theater with the poor people.
Yeah, I guess that's
They
true.
also won't. I don't think that you can just go and rent out a theater. I think that's more of a process, right?
Yeah, but you got
can't
if
just
you
get
got
all the
people.
tickets.
You can just
Get
have
on a
your
phone call.
assistant call them. Their
Yeah,
assistant.
like
Sure.
the Metreon
You book
today
out the
is
theaters.
closed for private events.
Yeah, but that's like usually that's like
It's really
ILM.
upsetting. Damn it, I guess I'm not watching Shazam.
Go watch it at Kabuki.
No, I'm
Fuck
not one of these
Kabuki.
poor people.
Fuck Kabuki.
Jesus
I don't know.
Christ.
That makes
All right,
sense.
all right.
Kabuki's
I'm gonna move on.
expensive.
It's time for some MCU news.
Yeah, it is.
So Marvel has a 5-year plan for Phase 4, and it likely doesn't include the X-Men. In an interview, Kevin Feige says, "It will be a while. It's all just beginning, and the 5-year plan that we have been working on, we were working on before any of this was set. So really, it's much more for us, less about the specifics of when and where the X-Men will appear right now, and more just the comfort factor and how nice it is that they are home. That they're all back, but it will be a very long time. So it's probably going to be a while till we start seeing the X-Men in the MCU. And I'm totally okay with that.
I'm totally okay with
Yeah.
it too, and
Let
I
them
also
take
don't
their
take
time.
this as gospel. Like this to me
Absolutely.
totally reads
What
as
the-
the things can change at
Yeah.
any moment.
No, but what this reads to me is that they're like, hey, we're going to do this right.
Yeah.
So we're not going to speed through this. We're going to figure out a way to organically integrate them that's going to be good and valuable and feel
long-term.
validating to the franchise. We're not just going to throw them in just for the sake of making money. Because guess what? We don't need that. We've built an entire fucking just empire off of side characters for all set and purposes. You know, like who the fuck would think that I would have ever cared about Ant-Man? But guess what? I do.
And they're going to continue doing that. I
Hell
feel
yeah.
like they understand right now, especially when we get into the Eternals and Shang-Chi
Yeah.
and all that stuff, where it's like, they're like, all right, we still got some shit left in the tank that we should probably popularize. Then we'll bring in Logan.
Did you hear that? This is not a story I brought in, but we'll bring it up right now that you're talking about the Eternals. Kumail Nanjiani.
Nanjiani.
Yeah, Johnny.
I'm getting closer
Awesome.
though. Yeah, looks like he's on board for.
I
for
love
it.
that,
Yeah.
man. Him, Angelina Jolie.
It's a hell of a
Party
cast. Speaking of making a ton of money, Avengers Endgame sold 5 times more tickets than Infinity War in the first week
man.
at Fandango.
It's just insane.
Yep.
that they're just going to keep going this way. Like,
Yeah.
it's exciting stuff, man.
You think this makes more money than Star Wars Episode 9?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think so? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild to me.
Yeah. But I mean, this
But
has
worth it.
this has a more
Well deserved.
successful buildup, I'd say.
It has more successful build-up and it's more consistent.
Yeah.
You know, it's just kind of
significantly more consistent.
Yeah, we're getting 3 movies a year, and it's just like everything feeds into the next, and it's just going. My question is, does it beat the big dogs? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this movie's going to make $1 billion the first week.
You think it like? I don't know if it's like Avatar has such a like it got its high gross numbers because people are buying like the added cost of the 3D glasses. Mm-hmm. So it's harder for any other movie to do that.
Yeah,
without
but I
that.
think it'd be interesting to look at the economics because that was a long time ago, and tickets are more expensive now. So adjusted for that, this might do it. This might actually beat them. Yeah, you're right. People were paying an extra $5 or $10. I think it was like
it was
maybe
$3.
Was it $3
Yeah,
per
it
ticket
was
for the
12 to
3D
15,
showings?
yeah.
Which really that's why Avatar is staying there for so long.
yeah.
But dude, this is gonna fucking dominate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an
Gonna
extra
dominate.
20% a ticket.
Will it outdo Avatar? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that there is a chance, though.
I honestly, I think it all depends on whether it's like a phenomenal. If it's a phenomenal movie, I think there's a good chance.
It's
because
gonna
then
be.
people will rewatch it a billion times.
I really think it's going to be, and I think that we already are seeing this now, where this movie is ushering in even earlier start times. Like we're
Also, sorry,
our showing is at 6, right?
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
are showings at 5,
but they're not the Dolby. That's why we didn't go.
So we
Yeah.
gotta wait.
What the hell?
But that they're going earlier in the day. They're also going later. Like we're seeing that movie theaters aren't closing at midnight. They have showings at 3 a.m., 5
4 a.m.,
a.m.,
6:30 a.m. They're gonna stay up all night,
And
it's
think
insane.
that if they keep selling, they're going to stay open, and it's going to go forever. The big thing is, though, we got things like Detective Pikachu coming real soon after it, right? May 10th is not that far away.
But I don't think that has like the power to take away. Like I think Endgame is gonna be number 1 for a record amount of time if it's good.
I think so too, but
Yeah.
the problem with this is Detective Pikachu is going to be
Pokemon,
a huge success. It's going to make a lot of money, and anything getting in the way is going to slow down its chances of beating Avatar. That's it.
You're right. Yeah.
So we'll see.
Another story just for Nick. Sorry, Avengers Endgame has no downtime for bathroom breaks.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
So-
So
wrong on that one.
do not drink anything.
No, I'm catheterizing
Oh
myself.
Jesus Christ!
I'm just gonna.
All right, as
catheterize
long as you
myself.
stay on like in your
I'm gonna
seat.
need you to sit next to me and hold my catheter bag.
No. Yeah, the Russos
it'll
were
be
just saying
warm.
like, honestly, there's not a moment like there's not a span of time that we put in there for that.
Yeah,
So don't take any breaks.
I'm not drinking anything
Yeah.
going into
Yeah,
this.
I think I'm not. This might be the first movie ever where I don't get a giant Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Or maybe I get 2 giant Diet Cokes, and then one's empty, and I pee in it.
I already have a plan, though, for our second showing where we're going to see it in IMAX 3D,
Catheterize
baby.
yourself.
That we're getting our seat on the edge. So it's like we can just keep going
Yeah,
back.
I hate that it's on the edge. It's never great. 3D is never great when you've got an angle, but I'm still super excited to see it in 3D.
You guys are monsters.
IMAX. And then our last Avengers story. Avengers Endgame shot fake endings. Real endings was planned before developing Infinity War.
I don't believe this.
Really?
Yeah.
So
I don't believe it.
In an interview Mark Ruffalo gave, he said, I shot like 5 different endings to this movie. I didn't even get a whole script of this movie. I don't know why. The script I did get had a dummy scene in it. He, pointing at Chris Evans, gets married in this. Yeah. So potentially, if that's he's not just joking around.
I think it's either jokes or it's just doubling down on the Mark Ruffalo spoils things, Tom Holland spoils things. It's like the marketing, they know what they're doing.
I wouldn't be surprised though if they did a bunch of endings, because it is one of those safety things that companies have done for many years of having alternate endings, and also they get to put it on like the Blu-rays and the 4Ks and be like, hey, look, here's the alternate ending.
We'll see if they
unedited.
exist. They'll do that, and I
Yeah.
don't think they're going to.
Yeah. All right, now it's time for some ads. Our first ad comes from 23andMe. With 23andMe Health Plus Ancestry Service Kit, you can explore 125 personalized genetic reports that may reveal the link between your DNA and your health, traits, and more, including your chances of developing certain diseases. 23andMe recently released their newest health report on type 2 diabetes, which tells your genetic likelihood for developing the disease and gives you personalized results and tools that could help with prevention. Tim, you did
Yes.
23andMe.
I did. It was super easy, and it was a lot of fun, honestly. Like getting my results and stuff, I was like, this is kind of cool to look through. Every once in a while, they'll email me updates on like new stuff because the more people that use it, the more information they have, and you can learn about yourself.
That's really cool. The report was developed by 23andMe scientists using data and insight gathering from more than 2.5 million 23andMe customers who consented to participate in our research. You consented, yeah?
I did.
Yeah, awesome. So order your 23andMe Health Plus Ancestry Service Kit at 23andme.com/KFMS. That's the number 23andme.com/KFMS. Again, that's 23andme.com/KFMS. Now, time for our next ad, Devil May Cry 5. This podcast is brought to you by Devil May Cry 5, an over-the-top action-filled game rated M for mature, now available on Xbox One. Ever need to just...
Devil May Cry 5 is fantastic. One of my favorite games of the year so far. I think that by the end of the year, I'm going to be looking back on this, and I think it's going to be a top 5-er, maybe even a top 3.
You know that Joey's playing this game as well.
Devil May Cry is fantastic. It's really accessible, super fun action. Again, I keep talking about the graphics.
It's so cool looking.
I'm playing it on Xbox One, or I played it on Xbox One X, and the facial animations are just, they're next level, man. The RE engine is really something special. The story's fun. The characters are ridiculously over the top, and it's a lot of fun, and I feel like they really brought Devil May Cry back to being what it used to be in the glory days.
But don't just take Tim's words for it. Bleeding Cool calls it an elegant symphony of obliteration. Dual Shocker calls it one hell of a good time. And Game Rant calls Devil May Cry the perfect action game. So come on and kick some demon ass with Devil May Cry 5. And remember, games play best on Xbox One. Whew, now it's time for some trailer talk. Our first trailer we're going to be discussing today. It's an exciting day because we do have the Star Wars Episode 9, and we're going to do a breakdown where we actually watch it. But first, we're going to start with Stuber? Is that how you think you say that?
Stuber.
Stuber. Like a drunken Stuber.
Well, his name is Stu.
Oh,
I
okay,
think.
never mind then.
And so they call him Stuber, similar to how when I give my wife rides to places, she calls me Nuber. She'll call me, and she'll say, "Hey, can Nuber pick me up today?"
Nick Uber, I get
Why
it.
is it called Stuber?
Because I think the character's name is Stu.
That's stupid. I'm not trying
you
to
don't understand.
I could be wrong though. Hold on.
If it's
I thought
true,
that's what he said in it.
Nick has like an exact story that we've heard before.
No, I get
She calls him
that, but
Nuber.
Don't call a movie Nuber. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Camille and Johnny's character is named Stu.
We've run out of names, Tim.
Stuber.
I really don't like that.
Look. All
Why
right.
don't you like that? It's funny. How dare
I
you? Why
also
do you
think
hate
it's
love?
funny. Why do you hate love?
Why do you fucking hate
Not
love?
What is
love.
wrong with you?
No, it's just like, oh, here's a character's name from a movie that you haven't watched yet, so we're gonna put his
Tim.
name in the title of
His
the movie.
name is Stu, and he drives an Uber.
But also,
Stuber.
the name doesn't matter. I'm sure there's going to be a scene where Bautista's like,
You're a Stuber.
You're Stuber.
Hey, Stuber.
And we're all going to be like the name.
Said the name.
Like the name.
This trailer looked funny as hell.
Yeah, this trailer looked like a lot of fun.
I like that Batista is just now playing his character from Guardians. He's just playing Drax
Totally,
in every
man.
movie. And you know what?
It's great.
Nailed it. I don't care.
He did
just
play
like The
a
Rock's
different-
always playing The Rock in every
Yeah.
movie he's in, no matter what the character is, no matter if he's a scientist or a jungle guy or a Baywatch guy
architect.
or an architect. It's all the same shit.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
He did play a slightly different role in come on, help me out here. The movie
I don't
you love.
understand a lot of
Blade
them.
Runner?
Blade Runner.
Oh, Batista?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
great
yeah.
in that movie.
He was really good in that movie. It was shocking to see him like actually
Did you know
act.
that scene
It's
was
good.
actually a scene cut from the first movie?
Really?
Yeah, that was how the first movie was going to open, and they decided it was too
Oh.
brutal to introduce Deckard as that character like that. So
Yeah.
they decided to introduce him as the like when he's eating the noodles in the street.
Yeah.
But apparently that was written into the first Blade Runner, and they're like, that'd be really cool if we open this movie with that, and gives you a much darker sense of the character that Kay is.
That is very reminiscent to the book, like Electric.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very interested in Stuber.
It looks funny.
Looks like a lot of fun.
the jokes landed.
Listen, dude, Kumail Nanjiani is awesome. He's funny as fuck. I love his character in Silicon Valley. Sadly, that show has gone downhill for me, but I think
It has
he's
for most
fucking
of us,
great,
yeah.
and I think The Big Sick was phenomenal. And then you put him and Batista in a car together, and it's just like my other favorite movie, Taxi, starring Jimmy Fallon and Queen Latifah. Remember that movie?
I do.
Remember that movie,
I
Tim?
do.
Was it
I
really-
do.
was it called Taxi?
I think it was Taxi Driver or
Okay,
Taxi.
yeah.
I think it was Taxi, actually.
Was De Niro's movie called Taxi Driver?
That's Taxi Driver.
Okay, all right, cool. Then it was Taxi.
Taxi was, 2004, Queen Latifah and Jimmy Fallon. Not to be confused with the 1978 series starring Judd Hirsch and Jeff Conway. That was also had Andy Kaufman in it. That was when they all were. That's Danny DeVito's first thing.
Yeah. Cool kids hanging out together. All right, next movie I want to
A lot
talk
of movies
about.
named Taxi.
Next
Weird.
trailer I want to talk about is Casting Detective Pikachu. Not quite a trailer, more of a featurette.
promo thing.
Yeah,
but
promo
man,
thing.
Cute, fun.
very fun, very
Silly
cute.
and fun.
It's
I
the
love
more
it.
they show me of this movie, the more I want it.
I'm totally.
I like the part at the end where he's like, wait a minute, we got to listen to this music so your head doesn't explode and kill us all. Okay.
Yeah, man, I love it. They're handling
Sigh.
this so right. They're like making the world believable and fun to people that don't give a shit.
Like, honestly, it's one of those things where I'm like, I'd spend $15 just to watch Ryan Reynolds do all the improv for this.
And
just
that's-
watch him just read the lines into a fucking microphone. I would buy that.
It's great, and I feel like they're doing a really good job of showing off a lot of different Pokemon. It's not just Gen 1 pandering. It is kind of all over the place. And they're solving the problem that Transformers had for me, where it's one of my favorite franchises of all time. I'm getting this movie, and then it's like, oh, it's actually not about the Transformers. It's about humans. And on top of that, it's too expensive to have too many Transformers. So here's 3 of them.
Right,
You know?
right.
Whereas with this, it's like, I'd expect them to be like, there's Pikachu. Maybe we'll get a couple cameos from like a Charizard or something. Nah, man, it's a Pokemon world. Everybody is there. There's hundreds of Pokemon, it seems like, in this movie.
Yeah.
And they all,
Here's-
I love their designs. I love the way they all look.
Here's Bumblebee and not Starscream. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Here's
yeah.
Bumblebee
Just
and
knock
not
off Starscream.
Starscream. But taking a step back, Bumblebee starts off Cybertron. Why do they all look like trucks from Earth?
Well, they don't.
Why does Soundwave have the tape recorder thing? That's weird.
Well, he turns into a satellite. It was how the cartoon was too.
No, I know. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, sorry.
Cybertronian things, guys. It doesn't matter.
Maybe
They
they
still
got
have- they have
Earth
still-
TV and they were like, oh, it's really good.
Pokemon's doing great.
Yeah, I'm very excited about Pokemon. I can't believe how close it is.
And the soundtrack's amazing too. I feel like they're doing a really good job with the trailers of I Want to Dance with Somebody and Holding Out for a Hero. It's like, come on, guys.
So good.
Let's go.
It's almost like they were like, why don't we make something really fun? Mm-hmm. And then Ryan Reynolds is like, if you just listen to me, I will guide you for this. And it worked.
The next trailer I want to talk about, which was the big surprise, like the first big surprise this week that we got, was Lion King.
Lion King, the second trailer for it.
I'm in, dude.
I've been in, dude.
100%
And
in.
I love seeing Timon and Pumbaa. Mm-hmm. Like my boy.
Oh, I
Hearing
like
Seth
that they
Rogen.
included the song In the Jungle. I'm like, we don't need that song in here. We don't need them to be singing Wimbaway.
What do you mean?
That's
That's
iconic.
not from Lion
yeah,
King,
oh
is
yeah,
it?
it's
Yeah, it is.
100%.
I mean, it's not from it, but they definitely
They sing it, yeah.
Did they really?
So many of these shots
Yeah,
were
okay. I
like
digress. Never mind.
recreated from
I'll back
shot
that
for
up.
shot.
yeah, and it looks great. We get a little bit of a different Scar where he looks kind of like decrepit and a little
and-
like
And that's the
malnourished.
cool thing to me is that me and you were talking about this, like, you know, Scar. We all understand the complaints of like, what's the point of this movie? But I feel like if they add something and they add some layers and shit, that could be cool. And seeing Scar, he looks like he's not living with them at Pride Rock, like
Which
he is
would make-
banished or like not banished but far away.
Well-
and they need help.
yeah.
cool.
Well, the way like animals actually work, like there's only one lion, then it's just lionesses, right? So at a certain age, the little lion gets kicked out and then has to like fend on his own, and until
do I
he can
not
come back
remember
and
that?
kill the what?
I'm getting torn apart in the comments right in the chat right now because I didn't remember that part in Lion King. How did I not remember that?
It's
Is that the
okay.
first
I
time
mean,
you see
It's
him?
brief. It's
Yeah.
real brief. It's
My
just
apologies,
Timon and Pumbaa
everyone.
when
I
they're
think it
kinda
is
like-
when he
My
meets them
apologies.
too, right? When
It
they're
must be
walking
their,
down
it must be
the
their intro, like their introduction.
Yeah.
right?
No, isn't
Yeah.
it
No?
when him and Nala are like getting all sweet on each other?
Is it?
Yeah.
No, that's when
Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
Can You Feel
Yeah.
Love Tonight plays.
That's such a good song.
God, I could go back and watch the Lion King.
Anywho, I just think that
Maybe we will for in review.
Ooh.
we really shouldn't, but all right. It's just comparing it directly to like the amazing cartoon that it's based
Look,
off.
they're different things. Like
100%
this
sure.
They're going for trying to make it look as realistic
Yeah, yeah.
as possible.
And what
they
I'm
did a
saying-
great job with Jungle Book.
They, like from the tiny scene that we got, it kind of like my head immediately thinks like, oh shit, it's Scar living with the hyenas, being at the elephant graveyard, being like, hey, I'm your uncle, but like I'm cast out.
It's cool.
That would be a really cool little twist to
Absolutely.
a story that we already know and love. All right, And the most exciting thing that came out this week, Star Wars newest trailer. Also announcing
title.
announcing their name, The Rise of Skywalker.
Something I don't think any of us could have guessed.
Nope.
And I will say
Coming
that
out of
at
left
the
field.
very least for this trailer, I am more excited now than I was the last year. You know, I'm now. This is a movie that's coming out that I want to see.
Yep.
Let me tell you, dude. I was like, I mean, I will always love Star Wars, and watching this, of course, it's like stepping back into my childhood and hearing the song and seeing Rey and that shot. And I love that it's reminiscent of like her just standing alone in a desert, which is kind of like the first couple shots that we got from the first trailer, The Force Awakens. I'm liking this a lot, but I wasn't. I mean, I would be remiss if I didn't say I was 100% in from the get go.
Yeah.
But then we get a fucking shot.
Well, we actually have the trailer pulled
we have
up.
the
So
trailer
yeah,
pulled
yeah,
up?
yeah.
Dude.
Let's go ahead and start it, Barrett. Let's.
Just gonna say
Sound up.
3 words.
No,
sound.
just the end. Just the end.
Just gonna say 3 words. Billy D. Williams, ladies and gentlemen.
Billy
We get a
D.
shot of fucking Lando in the Millennium Falcon with Chewie. I'm in.
So
Look
yeah,
at
this is the
looks
shot
great.
you're talking about, where she's just kind of chilling in the desert. Very
back to
reminiscent
the
of the
desert.
first.
Now is
What
she squaring
desert?
off against Kylo Ren's?
I would assume
TIE
so.
fighter here?
Yeah, I think that's what's insinuated here.
It looks like it, right?
Do you think she's on Jakku?
Or Tatooine.
I think.
Or
There's
some
a-
other planet that doesn't matter because it's a desert planet.
I think that they're getting rid of that whole none of these planets matter. I feel like they're going to go back to one of the 2 planets.
It'd be
we've
real
seen.
nice if you know some of the touchstones were.
There's a couple shots later that make it seem like it's the same planet as this shot, and I think it's Tatooine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
would they
this
go back
shot's
to
weird though.
Tatooine?
I mean, like the idea of this is weird. It's cool, obviously, but
It's cool. I don't love her movement in this because it's very anime, and I'm like, okay,
Dude, I love her movement in this
it's
because
fine.
it's so badass.
It's fine. It's not. It's a lot more actiony than I would expect for this series.
But look at this shot. It's so awesome.
Cool.
Also, why doesn't he just shoot at her?
Yeah,
why
that's
does she run that way to flip
I
backwards?
don't know.
you got to get the speed, dude.
This shot right here.
That's
Yeah.
a great shot.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
lot
him
of cool
fixing
shit in
his
this.
His helmet.
his helmet, which is great, which is like
Finn's looking
strengthening
dope
his
with his
resolve.
hair.
This is fucking great.
This is a great shot. This is a
Love
great
it.
moment of like, just like the Lando that we've missed so much.
Yeah, like this over here. I think this is.
This
Tatooine.
does go back a little bit, Barrett, because that kind of looks like the spikes they put on the ground for the races, the
pod racing.
pod racing.
Damn,
They
we get
look
pod
more
racing.
like the stuff that Luke had to do to.
The wind farms,
like
Yeah,
the
moisture
farming.
farming,
Yeah.
moisture
and
farming
just
stuff.
like these like kind of like hill. I don't know. Like
yeah,
mountains
Yeah.
and
those
stuff.
rocks, dude.
It's
yeah.
more of a Tatooine vibe than
Yeah,
a Jakku vibe.
my money's on Tatooine.
Can we pause like right on this next part when we see their outfits, which I think is really cool. Like first off, shout out to
Let me
the
get
we
a
get
good
the speeder
frame.
bikes back,
Oh.
which is great.
Yeah.
I like that he.
Wait,
like,
no, go back there.
Go back.
I'm
I just
trying
want
to
to see
get a
his
good
outfit
frame of it.
right there.
And then
Nathan
comma
Drake.
and period to move around
Just
in
go
frames.
back a little bit. I want to see what Finn's wearing, or not Finn. What Poe's wearing here. I
Also,
just
notice
love that he-
C-3PO's got his golden arm back.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Didn't he have that back in the last one?
I don't think so.
I just I love the look here. I love that it's a little. I mean, maybe I'm stretching here, but I like that it's a little Han Solo-esque, you know, where he's
Oh,
got
yeah.
like the open collar.
It
It's-
reminded a lot of people are comparing it to Nathan Drake actually.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. Sure.
Dude, this is Uncharted 3.
But I
for
mean,
sure.
them on some sort of like giant land speeder yacht thing
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
middle of a desert is so Return of the
Jabba
Jedi.
the
I
Hutt, yeah.
fucking love it. And like you talk about like all of this looks like that.
Keep going,
A lot
babe.
of that stuff. A lot of the imagery from Jabba the Hutt's like dope ass fucking Coke yacht.
I think that's an A-wing.
That looks like an
That looks like
A-wing,
an
yeah.
A-wing getting destroyed.
This looks like the metal they put around their necks at the end.
Oh, the New Hope.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I hadn't even
They're
thought
finally
about
giving
that.
it to Chewie.
They're like Chewie, huge.
You got it.
Yeah.
It took a while,
you
but
can
yours
just
finally
press
got
play
it.
now
Okay.
for this little bit. The saying goodbye moment that I'm sure will be very touching in theaters.
And I love this.
Yeah.
So like,
Yes.
look what he's wearing. It's so cool. It's so Han
They
Solo
both
right now.
look very Han Solo.
Very Han Solo-esque.
Yeah.
I love
Then we
it.
got the new droid over there. DL is his name.
Yeah.
Oh,
whatever.
they're bringing a third one in?
Stop with the fucking droids.
It looks like the Pixar.
we gotta sell
Yeah, it
toys.
does.
I'm so ready for like all three of them to be together.
Just
and most
banging,
of-
just gears going into gears. USB ports getting plugged in and out.
No, I'm talking about the three here.
Oh, I thought you
actually
meant the
being-
droids.
No,
I thought you meant the
actually,
droids. That was my
fuck.
Yeah, no, droids definitely go at it.
having these three all together in a movie for most of the movie, I assume, because I think.
Don't assume anything with Star Wars, Barry.
Yeah, all right.
Subvert your
The
expectations.
second you have an
Stop.
expectation, that's where we get into
I don't
the
like
danger
guys.
zone.
I don't like this.
Let's press play. I want to see this next part. So obviously this is
this is crazy.
fucking the coolest thing they could
So-
have possibly done.
We have to assume we're on Endor, right?
I assume so, right? Because that's where the Death Star would
The
have.
second Death Star. This could also be the first Death Star.
This could
which
be, this could
will
be
we-
Yavin.
It's
I don't
hard
know.
because right after this, you hear the Emperor's laugh, and you're like, okay.
Oh yeah. Let me pull up the audio. I want to hear that.
Yeah, hold on.
So right after Luke says, "Nothing's ever truly dead."
No one's ever
Really gone, rather. We get the Thriller laugh. So like,
And then you can pause it when it gets to right there. Go ahead. We'll leave it on.
I
this.
love that musical cue too. I love that it's a mixture of Kylo Ren's like darker music and like the hopeful music of Star Wars. I like that we're seeing that. I don't know how the Emperor is going to play into this, and to be honest, I fucking don't want to know until we sit in theaters. Like, I don't want to see a trailer with Palpatine in it and live.
Yeah.
But I mean, we never really saw him die in Jedi, so
He fell down a thing that immediately exploded afterwards.
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Death
But I think
Star-
it's more of like, I think what they mean by this is just more like
Yeah.
his haunting or whatever. Maybe the
Well,
spirit's
I
still
mean,
alive in that.
what if he survives as some sort of Force ghost after? Because
Let me tell you about Darth Plagueis.
you know, in the prequels, we do get that he's very clearly trying to achieve immortality. So what if he did somehow survive as a Force ghost, and then he was Snoke, like possessing Snoke at the time, and like that's how they tie him in.
Maybe
so excited
it would
to
be
be a
cool.
Star Wars
Either way,
world, but
I
I
like what I like about this is we're getting some touchstones from the original series.
Yeah.
Some.
Yeah.
Mostly. I mean,
It's just like, all right, guys, we're doing it.
sorry,
That's-
we're going back to
I'm sorry,
fanfare,
that's
which is
what I
what
want.
Star Wars
That's
wants.
what I want.
Yeah.
I
It's
did
gonna
not
be
like where they went last
It'll be
movie.
interesting to see how divisive that is, right? Because I think there's a strong contingent of Last Jedi lovers that don't like that. They don't want all the fan series. They do want expectations sort of taken in a different direction. With me, though, seeing Lando Calrissian back, hearing Emperor Palpatine's like laugh, and seeing the Death Star and having it come full circle, I think that's where everything needs to end. You know, I think in order to really have this be gratifying for me, I want to see them face the demons of the past. I want to see I want to know who the new Skywalker is. I want to know how that plays in everything, and I want to know that these characters are going to go on and continue the legacy, even though we're never going to see him again, or maybe never see him again.
Well, so I think that like we can't have any expectations. Like legitimately, like they could do anything with the story at this point because I just feel like with 8, there's a lot of places they could go with things. And one of the things that is shocking to me is the title, Rise of Skywalker. Because right now, the only Skywalker that we know that is officially still alive, I guess, Leia, I don't know, I guess she's Solo. I don't know if she took the last name.
She's a Skywalker, though. But she is a Skywalker.
Right. But
She's
I mean,
Luke's sister.
we know
and so
obviously
Rey is
she's
technically
not.
a Skywalker, right? And a Solo. Isn't Kylo Ren, technically a Skywalker and a Solo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess he'd be a Solo. He's Ben Solo. That's his name.
But he's got
But his dad was
He's got
grandfather was
Skywalker
Anakin.
blood, right?
Yeah.
Dude,
So-
if you
Part
got
of the
little
lineage.
It's like if you're half Italian, bro, you can guilt people. You're
100%.
Italian.
No,
You're 100%.
legally, you can go and get an Italian citizenship. It's very interesting stuff I've been looking into recently.
I won't do it.
Yeah.
You're trying to export me from this country? You're trying to,
Yeah, we're getting rid of you
That's
legally.
fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But it could be so right. I was saying that Kylo, he's the Skywalker, and he's like the only Skywalker that we know that's running around. Like, what if this ends in a really dark place where it's like, hey man, Kylo wins. He is now the forever emperor, and he's crushed all opposition, and that's the end of this saga.
It won't.
I see it more
I
as
know.
if this is about Kylo, it's him going to the light side.
Luke
I
is
think
They
in this
fucked
movie.
that up so hard, though.
Yeah.
Luke's in the movie. Like that's new dialogue from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to be a Force ghost at some point.
Yeah.
And he's going to be guiding Rey, and hopefully that's cool. Like that's what I want to see. Like I do want to see her like continue the training, and I do want to see her like rise to her destiny of being the last Jedi Knight that's around and fighting evil. And I want that. I know it's derivative. I know we've seen it before, but I think it's going to be. I think that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Go back to the what?
Yeah, it's hard for me to be extremely excited about this on the level that I was going into Force Awakens, just because we wanted to see kind of a story all come together and happen, and I feel like going into it now, they need to do 3 movies worth of stuff in one movie, and I don't think that they're going to pull it off to the level that I would have wished that they would for something as epic as the Star Wars saga. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that they figure it out, but I don't have that faith in J.J. Abrams. Like from what we've seen of him kind of bringing
he
worlds
starts
together.
things really well. Doesn't
And-
typically end them.
and-
But that's the thing. He usually leaves. It's not like he usually sits there and does a bad ending.
So that's the thing is like
Yeah.
I'm not saying that there's no chance, and like in fact he knows how important this is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure that they're going to try their best to nail it. I just think that it's a little too late. Where with Force Awakens it was just the same thing, right? It's like cool, we're getting just the carbon copy of New Hope, and here's the things that you loved, right? Like Han's there and there, all this and whatever. Now it's like cool, we get Lando. How much of that's just going to feel like great, we have Lando? Or what's that going to mean for the story?
Yeah, but I feel like that was always the case. Like even in the Solo movie when we got Lando, it was like, all right, cool. They're just throwing Lando
It's not
to
a
be
good thing,
Lando.
though,
Yeah, no,
right?
I know. But what's interesting to me is
I
seeing
don't think
that
Lando's going to play a
destroyed.
huge part in this movie, by the way. I think it'll be a fun cameo, and like they'll get him to pilot the Millennium Falcon for whatever the second action is in the climax, and that's what we'll do.
Yeah, I think we might get it like him saving the day again, just like the Return of the Jedi. But for me, what's most interesting is seeing that broken up Death Star, because like that is a like, hey, consequences from the last movie are affecting, or not the but Return of the Jedi are affecting this world, and it's just I'm interested to see why they need to go there.
We have maximum 2.5 hours to figure all that out and give us the answers.
Sure.
And so it's like that. I'm a little concerned.
Well, especially
this
since
looks cool.
we last time we left off, there was like 5 people left in the rebellion. There was like enough so that they could actually throw a very comfortable cocktail party on.
I
the
think that
Millennium
there was
Falcon. That's his bit.
legitimately like 40 people left.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, certainly no one had answered the call, so there might be more people out there, but they're all cowards.
Yeah,
they don't count.
I don't know. It just sucks because I feel like me personally, it hits a point where this movie is impossible to
Do what you want.
to do what I want, which is just follow the world that they're building. It's like this doesn't look so far like a continuation of what we saw in Last Jedi. This looks like them trying to quote unquote fix the problems of Last Jedi, and it's like, well, at least commit. It's like the Rise of Skywalker seems like it's kind of going back against, hey, anybody can have the Force, which is the message of Last Jedi.
100%,
And
yeah.
we could be wrong. We've only seen a damn trailer and get a name. It's not like we know everything about this movie, so I don't want to judge it too early. But it's
And you're not judging it. You're just saying that watching it, you're a little.
it just feels like it's like it feels like they're listening to the overwhelming loud voices saying, I didn't like that.
And I hope they are. I don't know. I'm excited, and like I don't think that there was a trailer that could come out where I'd be like, oh, I'm not gonna be excited.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's Star Wars.
It's Star Wars. I mean, again, I can have all of my criticisms and be butthurt about Last Jedi, but at the end of the day, second you walked in today and were like, "Did you see the Episode 9 trailer?" And I fucking tingled like I was a kid. I was like, shit. I was like, I gotta fucking immediately watch this because it's Star Wars. And at the end of the day, like, I think part of the reason why people care or why it was so divisive is because guess what? People care a lot about Star Wars, myself included. And honestly, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with having something be this important in your life, especially if it's, even if it's a piece of fantasy fiction art, who cares? It's important. And I'm going to go in with the best of hopes and see what they deliver.
Yeah.
And if it's not as good as I want it to be, that's okay.
Yeah,
We'll see.
It's
Because guess
a
what?
movie. Yeah.
We got Endgame in 2 weeks, so who cares? and Game of Thrones this weekend. We got plenty of good shit to look forward
the
to in the
world
interim.
is too crazy.
Great. Maybe we'll get a trilogy of Detective Pikachu, and that'll be the trilogy we all love.
The Holy Trilogy.
Yeah.
It's insane how much stuff is out right now, or coming out, and new platforms to watch stuff too. Disney.
084 says Nick going in with a New Hope ?
There you go.
There it is. That's a good joke. I like that.
So this week, Disney Plus just announced
Everything.
all their craziness. And Nick, I don't know how much you've kept up with this stuff, but if you like Disney or Disney-owned properties, life's gonna get better for you.
Well, okay. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Disney stuff, but
I mean, you like Star Wars, right?
I like Star Wars, sure. I don't know if I like it enough to pay.
Do you like MCU?
Sure.
All right, well, that's all in one place now, or it's
Right.
gonna be.
I mean, but the thing for me is like, yes, I love Star Wars. Yes,
Yeah.
I love MCU. Do I want to go back and watch them all to the point where I'd want to pay for a service? Not really. If I want to rent a movie, I'll just go rent a movie.
Yeah, but like they all have new shows now.
Again, the proof has to be in the pudding. I know we've got WandaVision or whatever it's going to be. I know we got the Loki show. I will wait until I see what those look like before I can form an opinion, because I liked Daredevil season 1, and then I liked what the Marvel shows were on Netflix, but they need to be better than that in order to get me over to a new platform.
I feel like those weren't Marvel shows. Like they were
They went Marvel Studios.
Marvel Studios, and like that's a huge.
They need to be better than the Netflix shows in order to get me excited for this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just another place where I can potentially spend a lot of money and not watch any content.
Dude, The Mandalorian.
We'll see. Maybe it'll be good.
Let's talk a little bit of cost. So Disney Plus will cost $6.99 per month and $69.99 annually for premium subscriptions, and will launch November 12th, 2019.
Absolutely insane. I was totally wrong a couple weeks ago.
Insane. You were
by
indeed.
saying that I thought it was going to be closer to $20 a month. But the thing is I still think that they could have done that, with what they're offering.
Honestly, with what they're offering, I still would have been like, that totally works. That's fair.
This is a step towards domination. This is them being like, look, we're giving you everything and the kitchen sink at day one. Anything we can day one, we're giving you. Some stuff's going to take a little longer, but not too long. And we're getting you in at the right price. I love that they're giving the discount for an annual thing. They're smart, man.
Yep.
They're getting people in.
Smart.
I'm paying that $70 as soon as I can.
Yeah.
I love everything that they're talking about the new programming, where it's not just TV shows. There's also movies. There's also documentaries. There's also the entire library. And they went further and further and further with that, doing what I thought would be impossible dream stuff of every Disney Channel original movie, all the Disney Channel shows, Lizzie McGuire, all that stuff. The amount of content that we're getting here.
It's not limited to just Disney is the crazy thing. We
Simpsons.
have all the episodes, or the first 30 seasons of The Simpsons. We have Malcolm in the Middle. They said something like 7,000 shows. Bear, is that
7,000 episodes.
It was
Episodes,
7,500 episodes from Disney Channel stuff, I believe.
That's just Disney Channel stuff.
That's insane. So what do we? Here. Let me read something here. All the titles, including theatrical movies, will be made immediately available on Disney Plus after the home release window, and will be available for viewing in 4K HDR.
4K
So
HDR.
That's talking
for
about
$6.99 a month, dude.
all the new movies.
Yeah.
So anytime there's a movie that's once it's, I don't know how that works. I
When
want to do
episode 9 is out of theaters.
out of theaters. It's on this
TV.
service.
I thought, wait, that's not what that means, is it?
Yeah.
I thought they said after the home release window, which is after it's available to rent
after-
on DVR and stuff like that.
After the theatrical.
I think what they mean from that is the home release window being like when that window's open.
Sorry, read that one more time.
Okay, sorry. On this it says after home release window. Yeah.
So that generally, to me, I think that denotes like it
Okay.
comes out, it's available to purchase and rent on like Comcast, and then after that it goes to the streaming service. Because I doubt sincerely that they would want to obliterate that revenue stream for themselves at this point in the game, because that's a lot of money they make on the home release.
Yeah, I
feel
want,
like
I want
that's-
clarification.
I
on
want
that, 'cause I've seen
clarification on
people
it
say
too.
both. So
Yeah.
Generally, the windows are like theatrical release, home release, and then it goes to whatever the streaming services are now. So I would be shocked if they were like, we're going to obliterate the home release market, because all of their movies make a ton of fucking money
Well, I
when
mean
they go
that's
to
the thing.
DVR.
They can obliterate that and then get $7 a month.
That's
every
why I think
month.
it is.
Or
that.
they could get every single person that wants to watch the movie to pay $6 for it, and then pay $7 a month on top of that to get it in the archive. It would be, I mean, hey, if they're doing it, fucking kudos to them.
Yeah.
That is a game changer right there. But that would be
think
very
they are.
fascinating.
Yeah.
I would be very interested to see what Comcast's and like and all the big cable providers' reaction would be to that, because I bet they'd push back on that one and be like, you probably can't, you shouldn't
Disney
do that to
cares.
us.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
At this point, with what they're offering here, with all the way they're talking about it, it's like I think that they're trying to be like, yeah, fuck Comcast.
I mean, hey,
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Netflix.
Fuck them.
in addition to TV and mobile devices, Disney Plus has struck a divisive partnership across mobile and gaming devices, including TVs, or smart TVs, Roku TVs, PlayStation 4, and more. So it's looks like it's on everything.
all
you
the
wanna
right
play.
answers.
Yeah.
Man. It's like this is, we talked about the Google Stadia reveal a couple weeks ago, months ago, whatever, and it was just like, oh well, they didn't talk about price, they didn't talk about date, they didn't talk about this. Disney right now, they just destroyed this. They owned this.
Well,
perfectly.
Disney Plus had done an announcement thing where they kind of were like, "Hey, these are the shows we're gonna have," and like, then they came out with this, and like all of Thursday for us after like 2:00 was us
Holy
getting
shit,
together,
holy
being like,
shit,
"Holy
holy
shit!
shit."
Oh my god! All the shows we love!" And
This was at an investor meeting, right? And this was their message to the investors, but it was also a message to the people on the internet watching. And it's just like, here's a ton of shows that you want to watch. Here's a ton of things that you already love that we're giving you day one. Like all the Disney animated movies are day one. Day one.
And listen, if you're a huge Disney fan at a $6.99 price point, this is ridiculous. Like that's the fact of the matter is, I can't even deny that's great value, right? But I'm not a huge Disney fan, so for me, I need to see the first trailer for The Mandalorian. I need to see what that Loki show is going to be. I need to get excited about that. Otherwise, I'm just going to be like, man, I'll watch them maybe here and there, but I don't necessarily need to get in on that. Like, you guys are bigger Disney fans than I am. I don't really care about any of the Disney TV shows that are going to be on there. And honestly, like,
No, that's true.
I
There's
don't
a lot
care
of
about
nostalgia.
watching 4,000 episodes of The Simpsons. Like, I've seen them all, right? Like, that's fine, but I don't need to go back and watch all The Simpsons. So at the end of the day, what's that?
Yeah, you do.
Not really. Barrett, I lived that. I grew up with The Simpsons. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be really like the big thing for me is I have faith that they'll do something fun with the Marvel properties. The Star Wars properties, on the other hand, will be, I think, a little bit more of a mixed bag, but we'll see.
Do you want to hear what they've announced for the
Sure.
Star Wars? So Star Wars right now, the Clone Wars season 7,
Yeah.
and
Man,
that's
people-
coming out year
I
1.
didn't realize there were 7 seasons of fucking Clone Wars.
It's
there are,
so
right?
fucking well, yeah.
The season 7 will be released there. Right now, there's only 6.
yeah.
No, I just didn't realize there were
Yeah.
6 seasons. I was like, wow,
Yeah,
that's,
no,
that's
it
great
kept
that
going, yeah.
People really liked Clone
People
Wars.
really like it.
That's
fucking
one of those
awesome.
shows where like people are like, you got to watch like past like
Season 2, and it's like I can't.
like,
No,
I can't
even
do it.
I would say
or past season 1.
Yeah,
start at
sea-
season 2.
Like season 2 is where it gets good because there comes like an overarching story where I felt like season 1 was a little more segmented, and when they hit that like longer story, it's so fucking cool.
All right, and then the next show is The Mandalorian, which is reported to have like a budget of $100 million. It's got directors.
It's Jon Favreau's producing that, right? And
Yeah.
they're bringing in a bunch of cool directors
Yeah,
for
a
it.
bunch of cool, including Taika Waititi. And,
Again, this could be awesome, and probably will be awesome. And I'll change my tune very, very quickly.
well, that
once I
will be
see something
available at
from it.
launch.
Yeah.
So November 12th, you'll know if that's a good show or not. And we also have the Cassian Andor Rogue One's.
Yeah, it's Diego
Star Wars
Luna coming
story,
back
yeah.
for as Cassian, reprising the role.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Alan Tudyk as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see about that. I mean, I'm not excited about that. I don't care.
That's
He
actually
guess
that's
what? He dies.
year 2, so you got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Like you'll either have the service at that point or be excited and get it for that. And then we have Marvel with WandaVision, which is
Scarlet Witch and Vision.
Thank you.
What an interesting name.
It is, and
I like it.
I
I
don't
think
like
it sounds. It
It
sounds.
sounds like Wonka Vision to me, and I can't get over the fact that I'm like, are they just going to be in a white room, beaming each other across the room the entire time?
Ew.
I love Wonka Vision.
It reminds me of like the Vision, like
Comic series.
the comic series that has that old timey kind of wholesome feel to
Like
it.
nuclear family.
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
vibe.
WandaVision sounds like something that would have come out of that world.
everything that they're talking about these Marvel shows, I think that they're nailing perfectly because you're right. I think that they're going to take a lot of inspiration from that comic series
Yeah.
that a lot of people loved,
So that's year 2.
and that looks awesome, right? And then on top of that, we get Hawkeye. On top of that, we get Loki. On top of that, we get Falcon and
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier, and like these all sound great. It's Marvel Studios. The logo's there.
Yep.
And it's like these are going to affect the movies. They're going to work with them. I love this. And they're also talking about it not being 12 episode seasons. Some of them might be 6 episode seasons. Thank you. You know, give us the story
God.
that we need. Like, give like
Don't
Cut the
do more
fat.
than
this
6.
is only good news.
Yeah, we also have the What If series that they've talked
And the
to
What If
about
animated
before.
series.
That's
It sounds
really
cool.
really cool.
It sounds freaking awesome. The first episode they're going to do is what if Peggy Carter got the super serum?
Super serum, that's cool.
Great.
Yeah.
Love that.
And that's also year 1. There's a working title show called Marvel's 616, which is an anthological documentary series exploring the intersections between Marvel's rich legacy of story, characters, and creators, and the documentary series from Marvel.
Super rad, man.
Awesome,
All
yeah.
the documentaries they're talking about, I'm like, cool, I'm in. And that's why I think that Disney Plus is going to stand out and be special because it's not just Disney stuff.
Yeah.
It's like they're about to make new cool products in the same way that we're all hooked watching stand-up comedy and documentaries on Netflix.
Yeah.
They're having a whole line of documentaries.
Now I'm at the Disney side of what they've announced. They've got High School Musical, the musical, the series, which is a ridiculous name and fits into that world.
Dumb.
Yeah. Also, Mighty Ducks. Did you see this?
No.
Mighty Ducks is getting a TV show.
Great.
Original Mighty Ducks screenwriter Stephen Brill and original producer Jordan Carnell are developing the 1990s family
Kerner.
sports franchise. Kerner, thank you. And then we have, let me see, any more that I'm excited out of here.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, the Jeff Goldblum
Oh,
show.
yeah, the Jeff Goldblum show. Nick, Jeff Goldblum's going to have a show where he explores just things in the world.
Great.
They are nailing this.
Yeah.
This is great.
Let me see.
There's a new Phineas and Ferb movie coming out.
Yep. Pixar's doing a bunch of stuff too. Monsters at
Rebooting
Work.
The Sandlot. That's interesting.
Yeah. We knew about that, I think, though. It's
Yeah,
not a
I didn't know
reboot, it's a
Disney
sequel.
Plus, though.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, Monsters at Work, which is Monsters Inc. like show. So that's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Fork asks a question. Pixar's doing shorts, it looks like.
Yeah.
Which is exciting.
Shorts and a show, a full show with Monsters Inc.
And they're including the Spark shorts that they've been experimenting with recently into that. National Geographic, we've got a couple different shows. Magic of Animal Kingdom, documentary series.
There's a documentary about Imagineering and about making rides and stuff at Disneyland, which is awesome.
So cool. Yeah, that's
Lady
most
and
of the
Tramp.
shows.
So they're making Lady and the Tramp movie in the live action world with Tessa Thompson and Janelle Monáe. Are you fucking kidding me?
Which is cool because that's not coming out theatrical.
Yeah, no.
So that's great. Awesome. Like those smaller movies, like did we have to see
Dumbo.
Well, yeah, I might go see that this weekend. But
Dumbo is the perfect type of movie that should have been on this.
The one before that, even Beauty and the Beast. Like
Beauty and the Beast is such a name.
the movie itself wasn't great, but if it was like a Disney Plus movie where I was just like, oh, it's on the streaming service,
Yeah,
I would have been a
there's
million
money there.
times more receptive. So yeah, Disney Channel, tremendous volume of content from the full library of Disney Channel original movies.
Can't believe it.
I think it's 100 out of the 106
Yeah.
Disney Channel original movies are coming to this platform. 21st Century Fox films. While it's not entirely clear how many of or which Fox films will make the cut, it is telling that Avatar was visible in one of the films available on the scroll bars of the streaming service. It's surely a tip, the Fox-sized iceberg of content that will make its way
I forgot
to the
they have all
platform.
those now.
Yeah,
That's so
they have all of
crazy.
those, and then The Simpsons again,
The entire Disney signature vault.
which is all the classics.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
so
dude,
weird that
it's-
you don't have to go and buy those.
And every MCU
yeah.
movie, every Star Wars movie, it's just there.
Sorry, to back up, what do they say about the Fox properties? Like, what are they going to, are all those going to be on it as well?
They haven't said that all of them are going
They
on
didn't say
it.
all, but they
They've
showed
had
a screen
screenshots.
that said day one, and like it was just vast.
Crazy.
Like hundreds of movies.
That's crazy. That's really cool.
Yeah. Also, like nostalgic TV shows that I'm excited for. Yeah. I'm in. Like I didn't know if I wanted. I thought it would be a cool thing, but it just seems like it's gonna have so much content. You can download any of it, like
Oh, yeah,
Netflix
you
and
can
stuff.
download it
Well, not
and-
like Netflix because
and have it on
Netflix
the
is
go.
only some stuff.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
this you
I
can
tried to
download it
download
all.
Sherlock Holmes for the ride. I was like,
that
I want to
sucks.
watch the Sherlock Holmes again. And I couldn't do it.
That's too
Not
bad.
available. It's okay. I downloaded Sabrina.
They did everything right. They
Yeah.
nailed the price. They nailed the date. They nailed the content. They nailed the tech stuff of 4K HDR, having it downloadable. It's just like there's just no bad news here. Like they're totally nailing this.
Honestly, the price blew my mind. up.
Shocking.
Here's my
I
big
didn't
question. Like, what's going to happen with Hulu? Are they just going to keep Hulu as a separate competing platform?
As of
Yeah.
right now, they are.
That seems like a bad
Yeah.
idea.
There's a
There's-
separate thing for that for ESPN Plus and an
seems
Indian
dumb.
streaming
And then
thing.
live.
But
Just
then you-
add $4 to it and combine them all.
Well, that's
Let's
the thing.
go.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
that's
that
what
there's
they're
going to be
if,
an
that,
option.
if they did that, I'd be like, all right. I
So
got it.
they
Like,
talked about their bundling. There will be a bundle option.
But they haven't announced
yet.
price on that, right?
No, they're still working on that. But
Good.
you have to imagine that they're doing all of this
Mm-hmm.
to prepare for a world where eventually Hulu does get brought into it.
They have to.
I
It seems
will-
silly to run two separate competing products.
But they're
when you can
different.
They are, but
Yeah.
they're still nonetheless like in most people's brains going to be slight competitors toward one another, right? Because you're just paying two different fees for two different kinds of services.
But-
Might as well just knock down that wall completely, that perceived wall, and just throw them all together.
I feel like what Hulu does so well is it has episodes of shows that are live the next day, and like that's pretty much the only thing that has that, right? I mean, CBS All Access,
CBS All Access
yeah,
has
and
that, yeah.
HBO Go, but like those aren't those are very different things. Like when I feel like when CBS All Access, like we know when that season's coming, and like that's when we jump on.
Well, CBS All Access only has CBS shows as well, right?
That's true, yes.
So Hulu has like
Yeah.
multiple shows from this.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, my brain wants more consolidation at this point. I'm looking at these shows. I'm like, cool. I would love to do this, but I just, it's too much. Let's get it all in one place. If it's Hulu and Disney and they're all the same thing,
Yeah, but that's not
throw
how
them on. I
companies
don't want to watch
work.
Elementary on the Disney app. It's going to be better. I want to watch, like, let's put it this way. The Disney app's going to be better than everything. It's going to be fucking amazing. So let's get it all on there.
Yeah, but like
And stop with the hypocolor shit, Hulu.
people like, or people will pay to have two services, and that's why I don't think they're
Undoubtedly.
going
I mean,
away.
multiple people
I
do,
think it's
by the way.
licensing more than anything. I think it's
Yeah, but I think Disney now being the monolith that it is can probably work around those licenses pretty
but
easily.
I feel like that there's a lot of people that wouldn't want to be on Disney Plus for the next day watching and all this stuff because they have their own things they're doing. Where if it's Hulu, they don't really care because they're kind of protected
Also,
away
it's
from the brand.
Sorry, it's a matter of clutter too, where it's like, I I feel like it's going to be a big deal when new stuff gets added. And
sucks.
Well, I mean, so I'm just taking a reference of like Netflix right now, right? You're talking about clutter. Netflix is cluttered with just a bunch of stuff that I don't really want to watch. Disney, if they were able to even come close to like 50% of the stuff that they put in front of me as something I'm actually excited about, that'll be a huge
Did you
win.
see the
we should pull those
how
up.
it
Barrett,
looks? It's
can
clean
you
as
go to
fuck.
/film?
But that's my thing is like I'm looking at Netflix right now and I'm like, do I like honestly, do I even need Netflix?
Yeah.
Like, is there anything really on
you
Netflix
just go to
other than the
/film.
stand-up specials that I really give a shit
that's-
about these days?
Oh,
documentaries,
Next,
so it's worth it
Nexus
for
has
me.
a bunch of good stuff. Like I like. I mean, I don't think I'll ever get rid of Netflix because it has this wide, like, reach of different movies that I wouldn't randomly just.
They believe in
pick.
original content and they're
Yeah.
making original content. And I think that that's important. And I will support them doing that. I bring it up.
I'm not finding screenshots.
Did you go to /film.com?
on /film? Yes.
It's like maybe like the second page now, but it's like everything you need to know about, and it's got pictures of it.
I've got this one picture.
Okay. Just give us a little taste of it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
So
where
like, look how simple.
it's essentially Netflix.
And then
but,
there.
That's clean.
but that top bar is key.
God,
you know,
man.
just like quick navigation of like, let's get into the things that we're looking
Mm-hmm.
for. And you got to imagine that those will change out as things happen.
Yeah,
but
big events happen.
Yeah, of
New
course.
Pixar movies.
this is just,
and
it's
that
clean,
I'm sure it'll
man,
be
and it just
scrollable and
works.
stuff like that. Yeah, that's all they need.
Love it.
That's my only problem with Hulu. It was like,
Oh, it
Hulu, I
sucks.
get it,
It's a
but the
mess.
fucking the UI is terrible.
terrible.
So bad.
Yeah.
Just not good.
But it's Hulu's the best way to watch a TV show that was on the day before that I didn't catch,
Sure.
with the exception of CBS and HBO that do their own things. But like, again, that is very much just proprietary. It's just CBS for stuff I can watch.
Yeah,
there.
but I mean, you have to imagine NBC, ABC, all the networks are trying to figure out how to do that as well, and flirting with the idea of that as well.
yeah.
Everyone's trying to figure out
But
how
that-
to own and operate everything, but I think Disney coming out of the gate this strong is going to be the clear front runner for a long, long time.
And just because Disney is the majority stockholder of Hulu, I don't necessarily know if it can just go and be like, all right, we're going to incorporate that.
It's also
I think
possible that
there's-
we're getting into antitrust area right here, honestly.
Oh, I mean, that's why
that's
Fox...
another problem that they
Yeah.
might be looking at is obviously they had all the antitrust issues with buying with the Fox acquisition that they were able to go through. But at a certain point, the Fed's going to start looking at them going like, you own everything, even all these, like you own all the production, all the distribution, and all the streaming. Like it's going to be an issue eventually, but it's just going to be awesome for us.
I love that it's all consolidated into one place where when we did MCU in review, it was such a fucking pain of like, oh, where can I watch this movie cheapest? You know, having to jump around for renting or buying, or is it streaming on Netflix? Oh, it
And that
was 2 months ago, but it's not now.
It was before like all the newer ones went on Netflix.
But even then, it's like only the last 3 are, and then they cycle them through. Here, they're all there. You're gonna be able to just at any point watch any MCU movie. That's something that we're gonna do at some point again.
It's cool.
You know,
It's really cool.
That's just great.
All right,
The
now
big question
it's
is,
time-
will they have all the Predators? That's the big question.
do they
The
own
rated R
Predators?
thing,
Fox.
We'll have to see.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
That's the big question.
I
Be
wouldn't
like,
be.
will they have the movies that I love, which is like the rated R, like Fox
It would
property
be,
movies?
but like, how cool would it be if they did?
Oh, they will.
Yeah.
Eventually, they'll figure out a way.
they have
Again,
a
like I was
Fox
saying
tab.
yesterday, like the fact that they're putting Simpsons on here, which is a more mature show.
Yeah.
When they were saying before, like, it's going to be all PG stuff. I feel like that's.
Did
like,
they ever say it's going to be all PG stuff?
I feel like it.
I
Was
think that was
infer-
Apple.
No,
Apple
it
streaming
was
service.
Disney, but I
different.
don't think that it was like an official thing.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
interview shit.
People are just scared of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like we'll start to see them slowly roll out rated R stuff.
I mean, it doesn't, why wouldn't they, right? Why not? But you have parental controls, and you can figure out how to block all that shit for your kids. Why
And
not
no
they just let
ads
them?
is the other thing.
Oh right.
What do you
The
mean?
$7 one is no ads. You don't have to pay an
Not like
extra
Hulu's
fee.
bullshit.
Oh no! If they fucking put ads in any of their programming, I'm like, come on, Disney, Jesus Christ, don't do that. What's the point of paying for a streaming service if you're going to watch ads on stuff? That's just insulting.
Hey, man,
Well,
yeah,
Hulu's
Hulu.
insulting. This program is not covered on our licenses. Get your shit together,
You
Hulu.
have to pay there's one tier for just watching it with ads, and then there's another tier with. The
But aren't there
ad-free one.
some programming on Hulu that just even though you're watching it, they're like, sorry, this is
I'm not
this
sure.
is not
but,
covered.
yeah.
I don't know.
All right, so
Wanna go deep enough
now
into
it's time
Hulu.
for out now on streaming platforms. On Amazon Prime, we've got Guava Island,
Yeah.
a movie that Barrett is very excited for, and watching the trailer, I'm very interested to learn more. Bear, you want to talk to me about it a bit?
Yeah, so Guava Island is a movie about...
I'll leave you alone.
It's a movie about specifically Childish Gambino and Rihanna. The distinction was made when they were posting up the trailer that it's Childish Gambino, not Donald Glover. So I feel like they're going to play into his character for this movie. They've also been teasing a collaboration album that's coming out tomorrow as well. Spotify's been teasing out Guava Island. So I'm just really excited. I'm a huge fan of Childish Gambino, so I'm excited to see what he's been working on after, like This Is America and what was the album that came out with Me and Your Mama on it and
My mom?
No. Come on, Tim.
I
No
know.
Family.
I had it, and then now that I'm... Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see more of his content, and especially because he performed his last live show recently. That's what he said, which is sad. So I just want more Childish Gambino stuff injected into my veins. I'll report back next week to see tell you if I liked it or not.
Perfect. Also, we've got on Amazon Prime Paranormal Activities 2. If you like that trash, you can go watch it there.
How dare you?
Netflix. A movie always put me to sleep. They're not good. New Girl Season 7. If you like that awful show, it's there.
God, New Girl made it to season 7?
I think it's still going.
Is it still going?
I think there might be a chance. It's insane.
Wow.
Bear, can you find out if New Girl is still going?
I'll look it up.
Awaken my love, Barrett.
Thank you, Tim.
Not too much streaming. It's really the beginning of the month where we get the good meaty stuff.
7th and final season.
Okay.
Good for Jake Johnson.
And then movie theaters near you right now. This weekend, we've got Hellboy, Missing Link. You know Missing Link? You ever see this? It's
God, this trailer plays in every fucking...
yeah, I have.
But you know who that... It's Leica.
Yeah.
They make great...
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same studio
They
that
make
did,
great looking
Kubo
animation.
and the Two Strings
That's right.
and stuff. But the premise to this one, or
Doesn't
at
look
least
great.
just the trailer itself, I don't think it looks.
This is one about
well cut.
the Cro-Magnon
Yeah.
kind of looking dude.
Yeah.
That didn't catch me.
And it's Hugh Jackman's one of the voices, I think.
Well, he was on our celeb list.
I was
Go
planning to go
Debatable
watch
from
Hellboy
yesterday.
today with Paula.
Don't do it.
But the reviews are terrible. She's still interested, so we might still go. Because, sometimes even the reviews are bad, maybe we'll still find it enjoyable. But also, Missing Link is a very good option, I think. Also, the movie Little. Do you guys remember the trailer for the movie Little? It's where that, angry lady gets transformed into a child.
Jerry Henderson, right?
Little movie. No, I have not seen this trailer at all.
It's a bad trailer, but
Yeah, it looks bad.
it made me laugh a couple
All right,
times.
did the movie What Women Want or What Men Want come out yet?
I don't think so.
I want to see that.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to see it,
I
but
wanna
the
see it.
trailer
I think
kind
it's
of
gonna be funny.
And then the
does this
last
come out?
movie to come out is...
It came out in February.
Fuck.
Oh, wow.
I gotta watch that.
Wow,
I gotta
really?
rent. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I gotta rent that bad boy. That's what I want to do.
You definitely don't have to rent it. Wait till it hits Netflix or somewhere. It'll be on something.
You know, that's my guy. That's the kind of movie 6 months from now I go, you know what? It's not that bad.
Just like the Heat.
The Heat is fucking genius, and you guys are all monsters.
Last movie that came out that's coming out this Friday is Teen Spirit. I showed you guys a trailer for it.
Oh, yeah,
That's an
okay.
interesting one.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
hope it's good.
I hope so too.
Is it getting good reviews?
It is 72% on Rotten Tomatoes, so looks pretty good. Oh, this is the one where they're channeling Neon Demon
Yeah.
a lot.
Now it's time for your responses. Last week I asked you guys, give me your short and sweet Shazam reviews. What did you guys think? Here's what Sam Mosier thought. Shazam is a heartfelt blast. It's too long, but it's the best DCEU movie yet. Zachary Levi was perfectly cast. So funny, so jacked. Well, I don't know if he was really that jacked, but we'll talk about that
He's a
later.
pretty big dude.
I
He
also
looks huge
Have
in
you seen-
Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Yeah,
man.
dude, he's fucking big.
no,
in
I
that.
know he's a big guy, but he's not that big.
How dare you?
I also love Jack Dylan Grazer as Freddy. Yeah, he was one of the stars of the movie. Him and Dora, just fantastic. Matt Rohrbeck says Shazam review, a few decent moments, but overall it feels stuck between the old dark DCU and the new fun DCU. Its tone was all over the place and didn't quite work for me.
Oof,
I
the
think
kiss
you're
of
wrong,
death
Matt.
from Matt
I
Rohrbeck.
think you're wrong. No,
The
I'm just
kiss
kidding.
of death.
Thank you for sharing your opinion, though. And then Ignacio Rojas says Shazam was clearly a tale of two DCs. One hand.
On one hand.
On one hand, yeah, yep, totally right. You had the funny side, which was great, and the comedy was great. Zachary,
Levi. He spelled the name wrong.
yeah. Okay, you're reading it too. I was like, all right, how are
Sorry.
you?
I'm just looking at the doc. I didn't realize there was a show for this until today.
Really?
I could look through and read the
Are
stories.
you kidding?
I didn't know either until last week.
No,
I had no idea.
I sent it to all you guys. All right.
You got to tell people things.
Yeah.
I 100% told you guys.
No. Let's move on.
But on the other, no, where was I?
I
Zachary
said
Levi-
Zachary Levi played well. The part of the kid getting superpowers, the child actors were great and funny. But on the other hand, you had the dark, serious side. Everything regarding the bad guy was bad, in my opinion. It was too serious and too dark, too much like the other DC movies. It didn't go well as a contrast to the fun side. Take away all that, and you have a very good movie. I can see that though. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I could totally see them.
You should check it out. I really feel like
I've been a Shazam proponent since I saw the first trailer. I'm like, I'm gonna like this movie.
I'm saying the bad guy doesn't matter. He's in this movie only
Mark Strong,
to
right?
give. Yeah,
I love Mark Strong.
He's fantastic. Well, he's a fantastic actor. I don't know. He's
He's
fine
the bad
in this
guy
movie.
in Sherlock Holmes. In the first one.
Yeah. You're right.
He's good. Sherlock Holmes, I'm going to kill you.
This movie isn't about the bad
great
guy.
series.
That's
Great
just
series.
to move the story along
Sure.
and give him a little bit more purpose. And I think it does a good job. Normally that would be a negative. I think that Shazam does a great job. A lot of other people in the comments, or I'm sorry, the submissions were very positive of Shazam. Overall, it sounds like most people enjoyed it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good for DC.
For next week's bronze tier prompt, me and Tim very high on this Disney Plus. So for the people that aren't so high, they're not as excited. Hit us up and let us know why it doesn't do it for you. What you would want more, like for it to change and make it. Keep it short too, as always. Yeah.
I'm gonna submit something.
I doubt it.
I'm gonna do it.
Like, you're definitely not.
I'm gonna go onto the doc and do it.
Thank you all for joining us. If you want to get more Nick Scarpino, you can follow him on Twitter at
Nick_Scarpino.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Or if you want more Tim, you can follow him at Tim Gettys.
On Instagram, he's verified. Greg's not.
Yeah. If you want more Barrett, you can follow
I
him
love that Greg Miller's Wikipedia says Greg Miller is not yet verified on Instagram.
at
We
Sad Boy
have
Barrett.
the best community on the
know.
planet.
It's
of
very
just
fun.
These
Very fun.
fucking miscreants.
But also, that's a true fact. Like, you can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you want to get more of my like little media reviews that I like doing, like my A-list movie reviews, you can follow me on Twitter at KindaFunnyKevin. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you at the movies.